Hi, I'm Mom and welcome to Momda's Life Handmade and welcome to Useful DIY Challenge August 2020. I want to thank Yvonne from Ginger Cheek Rehab for co-hosting this month's challenge with me. I'll put link to Yvonne's channel in the description box of this video. I want to thank each and every participant in this challenge and all the viewers who have come to all the videos of this challenge. You make this place special. This month's theme is furniture. We can make a furniture, revamp a furniture, restyle it, make a cushion for it, slip cover for it, even a shelf or anything. Anything that can be termed as furniture is welcome here. So there is a playlist for this challenge and you will find the link in the description box of my video. So if you have any problem adding your video to the playlist, just contact me and help you pick your video and add it to the playlist. If you are new here, a big hello. A very little thing, here and there makes a huge difference in home as well as life. And my channel is all about doing lots and lots of DIYs, trash to treasure, high-end dupe, everything that is related to home within budget. And if you love such content, please subscribe to my channel by hitting the red subscribe button given below and do hit that little bell icon beside it along with the ringing bell icon so that you're notified for all the upcoming videos every time I post a new one. For my today's challenge, I decided to give an old trunk or a chest, a wooden chest, a new look, a vintage, rustic yet a glamorous look. You have seen this corner in my home a number of times in my home tours and while I made my gallery wall, and this is a pure wood chest, wooden box or wooden chest, and I have kept it the front side towards the wall because it has the name of my husband, because we use it for packing while we move, while we shift houses. We have to move because of his job reasons. We move from different parts of in the country, so we use this very much for packaging and storing stuff. And this is a pure wooden box, nice wood, strong one, and it's painted all black with just the name on the front side. And I just have one old cushion here. This is filled with pure cotton. This is a traditional way of making mattresses in our place. So it's filled with cotton and it's thick one, soft one, and over it I just have it was maybe a canvas cloth or something like that, printed one for table covers, and I just tuck it in to make a sitting arrangement with a few pillows or cushions over it. It works really well because of the size and the height. It goes well for sitting. But I want to jazz it up, give it a better look, better feel about it. So I'm going to work on the back side of this, which is visible to people while sitting, and this is the sides of it. So I'm just going to do the sides and the back side and use it not only just for sitting, as well as it will work for decor as well. In my card link above, I will share the video link to the video that I made for a useful DIY challenge, where I made this box with some painting and decoupage, and it looks really like an antique box with a cover now. So this was another box that I made, and today I'm going to tackle the other box that I have. To begin, I just remove all the cushions and covers that was there, cleaned it, and then it was already painted in this black. It's not exactly black, it's chocolate black color, and I decided to keep it as it is. Only thing is, I wanted to highlight the metal hinges and the plates that were there. So I took some bronze acrylic paint and painted all the metal plates and hinges that were there on all the sides of this box. This is a sturdy wooden box, very strong wood, and is going to last a lifetime or maybe even more. I even did the handle very well. I picked up the handle, went on to all the surfaces and made sure that I don't spill the bronze color onto the wood. It should just touch the metal finish. I never wanted to take this box apart as many people do when they are doing furnitures, because I don't want to tear it apart. It has to stay intact and there are contents inside this box. So once everything was painted with the bronze color, I realized that I should go back and add the black color to all the nails or the knobs that were there. That way I think it would look better. So I went back. It's a learning process. Every time we DIY, we learn everything. Little by little, something new is always there to learn. So I painted all the nails or the knobs that were there back to black. Once this was done, it was already started to looking gorgeous, but then I realized there was a plate missing, a metal plate missing here. So for making the metal plate, I didn't want it to look incomplete or a piece which is defective. So therefore I wanted a metal plate here, but where to get a similar metal plate? So I took a piece of cardstock paper which was in chocolate black color already and painted it with bronze color and let that dry. Once dry, I cut it to the size and then using a simple punching machine, I just punched holes just the way there are in the metallic plates. Folded it at the right angle and then just glued it with some wood glue onto the right place from where it was going missing. And you just can't make the difference. It's so beautiful. I let it dry very well and it just became the part of the box. Now I also wanted to add a monogram, so I wrote this alphabets S, K and P within a circle just to see how it looks if I reverse it, because I want to cut this out in golden paper. So it's a golden cardstock paper and I wrote the words SKP in a thin paper, and when I turned it I could see the imprint of this felt pen, sketch pen over it, and then I went over it with a colored pen just to show you how it looks, and then I can copy the same pattern on the back side of this gold paper. So here you see with the pencil I have made the same pattern. This is in reverse. So when I cut this out, I'll get the straight SKP. So this is no magic. This is little time consuming, but it can be done. All you need is little patience and just to figure out how the technique should be. So taking a sharp pair of scissors, I'm going to cut all these alphabets out. So inside I'm going to go with a smaller, thinner scissors, but outside I'm going to go with the sharp, sturdy scissors. If you notice, I'm still keeping the joints here. I'll cut them later on so that I can position my alphabets well on the box. You can see this making a shape S, further K and pea will come here, so I'll cut it further so that I get this monogram to glue it over the box. Here you see I have tried to mark the center space where I'm going to place my monogram. I added some glue to it, and it's a little difficult, but I'll try to place the monogram as centered as possible. So I'm starting with the K, which is the centermost alphabet, and then gradually glue the rest of the alphabets. The three alphabets are still joined so that I can maintain the shape, and therefore I'm trying to glue the top parts first and then I'll stick the bottom parts. And the bottom parts are still joined, but I'll just wait for the top parts to stick well at proper distance. Now I'm taking a sharp pair of scissors and cutting off these joints. I'll stick it all down. Because the box has contents and I did not empty it, I was working on a straight surface or a vertical surface, which makes it a little difficult but not impossible, definitely. Here you see me using a little bronze acrylic color and black acrylic color and going over this golden monogram to make it look a bit vintage, bit antique, and match with the rest of the metallic plates on the box. I think the finish came out really well. Next I'm going to take two pieces of fabrics. This one is a chunky heavy weave fabric, almost like Aida fabrics or Mati cloths, and this is drop cloth. This is I'm going to use for the back side, this for the front side, and I'm going to make envelope cushion cover for the cushion that I'll place over my trunk or chest. I have already shared in the past how to make envelope cushion covers. I don't want to bore you again. I'll put card links above to the two videos where I have shown how to make envelope cushions. I'll also put the links in the description box so that you can check if you feel like how to make envelope cushions. They are very easy. It's very basic. You have to take the same measurement front side with half-inch seam allowance on all the sides. The back side portion is in two pieces. There will be two fabrics, and when you add up the length of the two fabrics, it will be a little more than the front, whereas the width is going to be same. The length is little more of the two pieces put together because they have to overlap and come to the same size as that of the front. So that's simple. You can check out my video if you feel like for the tutorial on how to make envelope cushion covers. So I'm going to use these two fabrics and stitch my envelope cushion. So this was the before and this is the after look. I think this looks gorgeous. This piece has just become so expensive now. It looks classic, it looks elegant, it looks vintage. I just love this. The metal fixtures are awesome and I'm in love with this monogram. Here also you cannot make out anymore the metal piece that was missing and how I've replaced it with something which is not metal, and it looks so good, it looks so rich. I just love it. Look at the handle, it looks gorgeous, I would say. I just love this. Even the dull cover is out and the new cover complements this piece beautifully. It makes a great decor piece now, and it makes a great sitting as well. I think this looks beautiful. I love how this place is looking. It's just gorgeous. I'm so happy I took up this project and made this sitting arrangement, which is a decor as well as a furniture. Thank you everybody for joining me in this challenge, for participating, for watching. Do watch the playlist. Thanks Yvonne for co-hosting this month's challenge along with me, and I'll see each one of you in my next video, in my next DIY. Until then, be positive, be creative, and be happy.